Reasons of liability, no doctor will take me back in the field I was working in before, as in law enforcement. Just too much liability. So I am going to retire, and I'm not the type of person to sit around on my couch all day.
It shows.
I might as well apply some of the things I've learned and get back into personal training, which is what I've been doing over the past few years. So
Sure.
Slowly getting out there and just showing people the functional movement.
Sure.
And, being exemplary in the fact that a lot of people, a lot of clients will say, "Oh, I can't do that. I can't do that." And that's just one thing that people need to take out of the vocabulary is that word "can."
Right.
So that's my philosophy on the rehabilitation. Obviously within means. However, a lot of people will listen to their doctor without researching an issue, and they'll give up, mentally and physically.
Sure.
Just completely give up. So I took the opposite route, and that's what got me where I am today. So.
A couple of points you made I thought were great. Number one, you said exemplary. So, in leading by example, obviously, you've had some pretty extensive hardships in your past. So, if somebody walks up and says, I'm not sure if I can do this, rather than just telling them, you have the background and obviously, the ability to show somebody that you did it. So you're leading by example, which I think is great. You also brought up the part where people say, I can't. I totally agree with you on that. A lot of the times people will face a hardship in their life and they have every reason to cop out, and they're given all these different excuses as to why they can't do something. And what you're saying is rather than focusing on can't, look at the first part of that word, can. How can you do something? And obviously that's what you did, and it's led you to where you are right now. I can imagine that in training some of your clients, whether you share the story with them or not, it probably has an impact on your ability, your effectiveness as a trainer, and even more so, experience inspiring. How do some of your clients and stuff react to just your training and some of your principles and what you teach?
Yeah, I'll be the first one to tell you that I am not the most knowledgeable trainer out there. Although I've had about 15 years of experience, I don't know everything. It's an ongoing learning process.
Yeah, obviously.
And but what I do know is what I've learned from my own rehabilitation and functional movement and your basic kinesiology. I do share with my clients my background and my past injuries and how I've overcome them.
Sure.
Because you're not out there as a trainer. You're out there as a coach and a mentor.
Great point. Great point.
So a lot of the time you are needing to motivate people to make a lifestyle change rather than just to, do a fad diet or workout for 4 weeks and then never come to the gym again. So I believe that in having my past experience, I wouldn't take them back for the world. I'd do it over again the same way if I had to. Because it's really opened my eyes up to, just how things can change in the blink of an eye.
Sure.
And, a lot of, I'd say about 80%, 90% of people who come into the gym, unless they're under the age of 21, are dealing with some issues. Everyone's dealing with issues posturally. However, surgically, rehabilitationally, or mentally, a lot of people come in here and want someone to motivate them in a safe route of what to do in the gym, and educate them so that they can eventually do that on their own or work out safely while they're on vacation. So that is kind of my niche in training.
Okay, I think that's great. So for anybody who is maybe facing some hardships in their own life and is kind of, maybe just having a hard time with things, what would you say to somebody like that?
Basically, it depends on the situation. I always go by the totality of the circumstances involving what's surrounding that person's life or lifestyle. And everyone's different. You need to figure out, you need to know your client in a sense, almost as well as they know themselves. And during the basic fitness assessment, whether using a functional movement screen or your own assessment, or you're just building rapport with that client, you need to figure out exactly why they're there. And it could be, oh, I have a wedding in 2 months, or, I'm 50 and just had 2 stents put in because I have hypertension. And you really have to train your client tapered to what they want, not what you want. If I tried to train my clientele the way I train myself, I would have 0 clients.
Yeah, they wouldn't come back, huh? That's funny.
So you need to basically incorporate a lifestyle change, such as nutrition, myofascial release, the correct pattern of what a workout should look like in the gym, and tailor movements based on motivating that client to get to their goals in a sensibly, timely fashion. And it's education. I always tell people, look, you're going to learn from this experience. It's going to be a lot of education during the first 9 weeks.
Sure.
The first 9 weeks, you're building your neuromuscular coordination strength, or your balance strength. And with a lot of people nowadays, especially with desk jobs, everything's done in that anterior chain. So everything's done here. So I see a lot of clients coming in and they're very protracted.
Sure.
So it just starts with posture and at the core, because that's your center of gravity. And I go ahead and work outward from that.
Sure.
And it totally is based on who you're dealing with.
Right. So rather than being a good teacher, or to be a good teacher, you have to be a good listener. Like you said, made a really good point. Rather than just trying to show somebody how you would do something, you look at that person, understand how they view themselves and their philosophies, and then go ahead and make a program around that person, that individual. It's a great point. I think one of the things that I took from this interview is that definitely no matter what happens to you, and sometimes even in your darkest hour or your lowest point, you can really discover who you are as a person. You really have the opportunity and chance to rise above. Sometimes you have to go through a painful experience before you can really realize what it is you were meant to do. And through that experience, obviously you're a hands-on good guy. You're out there, you're teaching, you're motivating people, and you're really somebody they can look up to. And I respect it. It's been great.
Appreciate that.
Thank you very much for your time, Mark. I thought it was a great interview. Before we go, is there anything you'd like to say to the audience watching? Your last thoughts?
Keep moving and don't diet. Don't try to diet. It's a lifestyle change. There's a ton of fad diets out there that you can try. You just have to learn your basic nutrition. If you starve yourself of any one of the 3 macronutrients, your proteins, carbs, and fats, your body is going to want to store that. An example being fat. If you starve your body of fat, your body needs essential fats. So if you starve yourself of fats and then you start eating fats, guess what? Your body's going to store it. Number 2, stay hydrated. The second you're thirsty, you're already dehydrated. So if you're thinking of getting into a fitness program, I'd recommend meeting with a trainer who has a nutritional background or who is a registered dietitian, or maybe meeting with a registered dietitian as well as your trainer. Because it's 80% of achieving your goal is nutrition. That's it.
Great. there you have it. Interviews with Healthy Gurus. Thanks for watching.